How's it going? So, look, I've been trying to utilize my griddle more for like quick, easy meals. I mean, look, I love to make like a hibachi with steak and shrimp and fried rice, and sometimes even throw on egg rolls. I love making big breakfasts with pancakes and bacon and eggs or omelets, you know. That's why I bought a griddle. However, I live in the real world. I have a wife and a 1.5-year-old son, and we both work kind of late. So by the time we go pick him up, get home, we have roughly 1 hour to eat dinner and give him a bath before you put him to bed. And you don't miss a 1.5-year-old's bedtime, okay? You don't do that or everybody else ends up in trouble. Also, I don't know if you ever tried to bathe a 1.5-year-old, but it's like wrestling a greased pig that will pee on you. So I've been trying to dumb it down a little bit, just some basic stuff on the griddle, maybe meal prepping. For example, I put a 5-pound big old King Kong sized log of ground beef on here, chopped it up with some onions and made 3 different meals. I've actually done this before with a video with 5 different meals, not the 3 here, but I'll link that at the end if you want to watch that one too. This time, the 3 meals I made, I started off by separating it out. I added some Canadian steak seasoning or Montreal seasoning. I like to put this in my ground beef. I'd highly recommend it on burgers. I mean, it's obviously for steak, but if you're putting a beef roast in the oven or burgers, just all beef, I'd recommend just throwing that seasoning on there. So that is just my generic onions, Canadian steak seasoning going on the ground beef. My first one, you can see here I got a foil pan. I made sloppy joes and I froze them. So my sloppy joes here, I'm just put a little garlic. I put in a little bit, a squirt of mustard, a squirt of ketchup. These are very exact measurements, so you might want to get a pen and piece of paper. Squirt of mustard, squirt of ketchup, barbecue sauce until it gets to the consistency you want. Boom, sloppy joes, huh? Honestly though, that's just how I make sloppy joes. This video isn't about my generic sloppy joe recipe. I just don't like a lot of ketchup. I figure if you're doing ketchup and then you're adding brown sugar, you're halfway to making barbecue sauce anyways, so I might as well just make most of it barbecue sauce. And I like to use Stubbs barbecue sauce for this one. Use whatever you like. So it's not about my sloppy joe recipe or whatever yours is. It's the idea of getting this beef and making sloppy joes to put in your freezer to pull out one night and you know, just throw in the oven and warm up. However, I will say, if you're one of the people that put black olives in your sloppy joe, Mama said if I don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. I'll leave it at that. So, the next thing I made out of this 5-pound log of ground beef were enchiladas. You might have saw the pot already on the griddle that had refried beans in it. I went ahead and threw some cheese in there, mixed it up. Then I took 1/3 of that ground beef, add it to the refried beans. Now that's my filling for the enchiladas. Again, these are not the world's greatest enchiladas. It's just enchiladas. They're real easy. I bought a cheap can from the store, and then I got 8 or 10 inch, probably should know that, pretty sure they were 10-inch flour tortillas. And I ended up making 10, so I did a full pan of 6 of them, and then another foil pan of 4. So we froze the 6, and then I froze them all, and then you know, I popped them in for dinner one night. Easy, come home, pop them in the fridge or the oven, or pull them out that morning, put them in the fridge, defrost them, and then throw them in the oven when you get home. And they're just easy enchiladas. So the sauce on the bottom, rolled them, put them in there, then topped them with more sauce and more cheese. Boom, you got some enchiladas, you're ready to go. And the final ground beef thing I did, you can see, is tacos. Not just tacos, but basically it's taco seasoning and the ground beef. Real generic, easy, 79-cent Kroger brand package of taco seasoning. Love my Kroger brand, love Aldi too. I don't want to say which one I like better, but I love them both. So then I froze that, or maybe I didn't freeze that one, I don't know, but I just put it in the fridge, and a couple days later we got the Fritos out and we did the walking tacos. You know, I don't know if you guys ever did this at your high school football games or like parties growing up or anything, but it's just super easy. It's just, we came home, there's no mess in the kitchen, we warm up the beef, we put in the bag with the Fritos, and we add sour cream and cheese and whatever else you want to put in there, tomatoes, avocado, all this stuff, and then you got walking tacos. So that's just a bunch of easy meals out of one 5-pound log of ground beef. We also got 7 more easy meals that I'll show you right now. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Johnny, a professional drinker, amateur griddler, and all my videos are about cooking on the flat top. Let's check out the other 7, huh? All right, look, everyone loves breasts and thighs. Hold on, start over. Everyone loves chicken, breasts, and thighs. However, why don't you step outside the box and maybe do some grilled or griddled tenders, huh?
Start these tenders with some oil going down, how you should start most all your cooks here. Pretty generous with the oil on this one. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab these tenders that I marinated in Italian dressing. Newman's own Italian dressing. R.I.P. Paul, you're a great man. You're truly missed. I always do them in Italian dressing. Marinate them whatever you want, but that's how I like to do it. This is a split top New England style hot dog bun just on the side, or you could slide a chicken tender in there. Might have toasted it a little too long. That's okay. But I'm really just ripping off Raising Cane's here. That's what I'm doing, in a different version on the griddle. So flip the tenders, add the weight, gives you a little more color. Don't be scared to add the weight on top of the tenders. Look at that. That's what we're looking for. Nice brown color. Coleslaw, chips. This is like a white trash version of Raising Cane's on a paper plate. But anyways, it was good. I'll tell you that. It turned out really good. Definitely give it a try. Slide one of those tenders in the bun, maybe put the coleslaw on top, and you're just living right, you know?
This is a delicious, little bit smoky, little bit spicy shrimp taco recipe that I completely stole from allrecipes.com.
Starting off with some limes in the kitchen. We're going to roll them. I like to roll them in my hand. It helps the juices release, or so I've been told. Then I get my special lime juicer that I use for this and for margaritas whenever I'm feeling down. Go ahead and juice your 2 limes, add some chipotle, whole can of the smoked chipotle peppers in your Ziploc baggie. We're only marinating this for like a half hour. Also add some cayenne for a little bit of heat. There's the shrimp. Mix it all together. It would probably be best if you did this on camera if you have a YouTube channel, not off camera, but that's okay. We learn, okay? And then I threw in about a spoonful of flour just to make it thicker as it cooks. Once it's on the griddle, you can see the sauce coming out. You can do this in a pan as well and just keep that sauce in the pan. I'm pulling out the chipotles because I don't need those. I'm just spread the shrimp out evenly, pull out the chipotles. Once it is about cooked up, it really only takes like a couple minutes per side, you know, around 350, 375 on your griddle. But while it's cooking, throw down tortillas, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, all boom. Then double up your tortillas. They're corn tortillas. You don't want them to fall apart on you. A couple shrimps, add some limes, try to make myself look classy. Who am I kidding? I'm not classy. A little bit of cilantro, white onion sprinkled on there, avocado. That way I can convince myself I'm healthy. Who am I kidding? I'm not starting my diet till next week. Sour cream. Man, those are easy tacos. Delicious.
The next one, we're going back to an easy breakfast. Now look, I made this gravy for sausage, biscuits, and gravy out of a powdered package mix. If you're too good for making a gravy out of a package, then you're probably at the wrong YouTube channel. These are practical, easy things to cook, not come see how fancy I can get with sausage gravy. Sausage gravy isn't that fancy. I've made it from scratch on here too. I'll link that video somewhere, but this one is just about being easy and efficient.
So we're going to put our sausage on the griddle. I just got a 1 pound log of Bob Evans sausage. Shout out to my glory days working back at Bob Evans as a grill cook / manager. Okay, so the gravy got hot. It started to thicken up. That's why I put it on the wire rack. Now we're cooking the sausage, cutting it up. Add hash browns and stuff down too. It's really not about that though. I have hash brown video and everything. It's just about making this easy sausage gravy. And these mini biscuits I found. Holy smokes. Look at them, man. Okay, so they were like $1 for these 5 little biscuits. So I put them on the griddle on the rack and then put the dome on there. And then I couldn't get the dome to lay flat. And this is just embarrassing. Lift it up. Move the potatoes, Johnny. Amateur hour. Okay, I don't know why I kept that in the video. So anyways, it's mainly about this sausage here. All you're doing is making the easy gravy, chopping your sausage up, and I use about half of it went into the pot with the gravy. Boom, sausage gravy. Make whatever breakfast you want, whatever you're going to already make on the griddle. Pancakes, scrambled eggs over easy eggs. I think I just poured scrambled eggs with the rest of this sausage and just made like a big old scramble mess up with cheese and stuff. But now I got this easy sausage gravy that I made out of the packet of gravy and the adorable little baby biscuits. Look at those things. Oh man, I can't. They were like $1. It was really impressive. what you got for $1 from Pillsbury. But I flipped them over, and then we went ahead and covered it again. If you have a dome lid, it's nice. It's nice if you have a handle on it. I had a handle, but it fell off and I'm too lazy to find new screws. But that's not what this video is about. Look at these little biscuits. Wow, they got the little cross marks on them. Sausage gravy breakfast on all that scrambled eggs and potatoes and biscuits. Super easy.
Some people might laugh, because this is pretty obvious. But when's the last time you had grilled cheese and tomato soup? You should do it on the griddle. Warning, I tried to do the tomato soup on the griddle. Not worth your time. Take too long to heat up. So you'll see it on the griddle during the video. It wasn't worth it. Just put it on the stove. It was way too hard. I don't know why I did that. You can, but there's no reason to do that. Put that on the stove. But I did a grilled cheese 2 different ways, and then I put some meat on mine for some little Italian thing. So you'll see here.
Start off with my bread. Toasted it up with mayonnaise. If you watched the channel before, you know I use mayonnaise a lot to toast because I like the way it looks. I like the way it tastes, and frankly, it's easier. You know, if the butter's hard, the mayonnaise is easy to spread, and if you got like a stick of butter, you gotta soften it and whatnot. So this is just easy to grab the mayonnaise. Get all 6 of my pieces of toast down, some American cheese on that one up top for my son, some cheddar cheese in the bottom right, and then make sure you turn them around. I got the 2 burners in the middle on and the outside burners off to kind of regulate the heat and just slowly grill these grilled cheeses. You can burn them real quick, so be careful. Ignore the soup, as I said. Bad idea. Just ignore the man behind the curtain. I don't know why I'm throwing in Wizard of Oz references. Never mind. Anyways, so then I made mine some meat. There's some pepperoni and salami that I threw straight on the griddle just to kind of get hot. I like when they curl up a little bit. I bought the Italian combo from Kroger. They got the meat and cheese already for you in a package at the deli. So anyways, I like when it curls up, yeah, just like my pizza there. So I kind of cook them down, add the provolone cheese, then start building my sandwich. Give myself the heel just because I don't want to waste it, but I don't want to give it to my son or wife. Start building my sandwich here with the meat and cheese from my Italian combo. Then we went ahead and topped it and put all the bread together. Look at the top left, my son's starting to look good, but you got to keep turning it so it toasts evenly. Wow. And I mean, the mayo, I just love it. It just turns out great. Also, banana peppers on the Italian combo. Had to. Some jalapeno kettle chips and some gherkins on paper plates because I did not want to do dishes. And you know what? My son enjoyed his grilled cheese, and honestly, that's all that matters. And that and not doing the soup on the griddle because it doesn't work.
One-eyed Pete, the pirate's eye. One-eyed Willie, dippy yippy yippy eggs. Toad in a hole, toad in a basket, toad wet sprocket. One-eyed Willie and the Wet Bandits. Those are some names for the next one that are real, and some of them I just made up on the spot. But it's an egg in a basket. You can make like 12 of these for your family and friends. Definitely do this one as an easy, practical griddle meal.
Quick tip for the egg in a basket is go ahead and use a cup, flip it upside down, boom, that's how you make your hole. Make sure your griddle's on low. I use some butter for this one. You could use butter and oil, but I like to use butter. Make sure you get the taste. And then you put your bread down, flip it over. Do not throw away the middle part when you cut it out. Toast that up too, and then you can dip it back into your egg in a basket. A little bit of oil, get your egg, and then we'll put it in there for, that's what I call a hole-in-one. Hey, Happy, can I have an egg in a basket? Anyways, One-Eyed Pete is another name for it. This is from an old video, so I'm not even going to tell you to go watch that video. Salt and pepper in there, flip over your Popeye, and then you're done. These are great. Make them with your kids. Cut them with a fork. There comes your yolk. Delicious. Egg in a basket. Definitely make a bunch for your family.
This next cook is not an authentic Philly cheesesteak. It is a poor man's fast steak and cheese. And we're using the word steak very loosely, because you could use steakums for this, which I've used and is fine, and I'm not looking down upon you if you do. I've used them. Or my Kroger sells already shaved beef, which is probably a lower cut of beef, but I don't care. They've already shaved it up for me on a high grade kitchen slicer that I don't have. So I just buy it, come in, throw it on the griddle.
Start off, this was a wintertime cook, just so you know I'm a Four Seasons griddler. You can see the snow in the background. Also, the coffee cup has my name on it in case I forget what my name is. Spider-Man coffee cup with my name on it. So we got some orange peppers, green peppers, red onion, which are actually purple, so it kind of feels like they're lying to you, to be honest with you. And those are some potato wedges in the background. Make sure we butter up our rolls and put them down to toast. This is before I really got into my mayonnaise kick because it was last winter. But the butter works out great too. Tastes good, looks good, tastes good. Put those down flat so we can toast them up. Honestly, I've had better toast than that. That wasn't that impressive, but it's there. The wedges are done. It's not about the wedges. You can do them. I'm not going to tell you should do them. I'm just going to tell you you can do them if you want. Down goes the thinly shaved beef. Super easy to work with. Pull apart. You can pretend that you work at Penn Station or like Jersey Mike's or something like, we got 2 cheesesteaks coming in, huh? So then you just shred it apart there with your 2 spatulas. Makes me feel real good. Add in the peppers and the onions in your 2 separate piles because you're making 2 sandwiches with the 2 buns, provolone cheese, 2 slices on top. We're going to squirt just a tad bit of water down to melt them. So look, the water is going to steam, melt the cheese. You can cover it or not cover it. I covered it here. But like I said, this was last winter when I had my dome with a handle on it. Wow, doesn't that look nice? Looks like that's useful, Johnny. Anyways, melted the cheese. Go ahead and take the bun, put the bun on top. Then you do the old slide the spatula under, cheese, steak, flip. Try to get it all in there. These are too easy not to do. Highly recommend getting that pre-shaved beef and doing some easy cheesesteaks.
I did pizza 3 different ways in one of my videos. One of them was a Pillsbury crust. One of them was a 2-ingredient flatbread, naan bread that I made and put it on there. And both of those were okay, but if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't know if I tell you that it's worth your time to do them on your griddle. It's easier and probably tastes better inside. The naan, maybe, it's a little time consuming, but the Pillsbury one wasn't worth it. But what is worth your time is the third one, which is a tortilla pizza. And you can whip these up real quick. And these would be great for like a party. If you're gonna griddle up a bunch of things for people and you wanted a quick appetizer, I would start with these.
Ignore the other 2 pizzas. The tortilla is going down with a healthy amount of oil in the middle. Also, if you look on the bottom right, snow on the ground. I'm not trying to brag, just throwing out again. 4 Seasons Griddler. So look, once it toasts up, you flip it over, super easy. You could put like 10 of these on your griddle and just flip them and then grab the sauce, which, you know, that spoon's smoking hot, as I found out quickly because it's been sitting on the griddle and I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. So anyways, there's my pizza sauce. We're gonna mix it around. We're gonna go ahead and throw it on all 3 of the pizzas. But we're only worried about the tortilla one. Look at the color on the bottom of that one. And this is just so easy. Now, it's not going to fully melt the cheese. I threw pepperonis on there. If you have a lid, cover it. If you have a dome, you can cover it. But it's just a starter pizza for, like I said, appetizers. Here's all 3 of them finished. The Pillsbury one, it looks better than it is. Trust me, it wasn't that good. It's like not crispy, but not soft. It was some weird texture. And the tortilla one, it just came out nice and crispy, especially for how easy it is and not having to roll out dough. And none of them, honestly, they all look like dollar pizzas that I'd buy in college, like the Totino's pizzas, which is fine if you're doing it as an appetizer for this tortilla one on the left. So try it out. Do it at the beginning of your meal one time. It's worth a try.
Now for 5 more easy practical meals. Here's that video I mentioned earlier about 5-pound log of ground beef into 5 different recipes. Thank you for watching. Have a good one and keep on griddling.